Tariq.
It's for you.
So wake the fuck up, sleep time's up, little motherfucker, let's go.
Alright, so for today's topic at hand is going to be me talking about, I guess, the possibilities on if Ghost is actually watching or not. Right now, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube claiming that, Ghost was actually watching all of the events. Now, I'm not going to hold you. Some of those theories was pretty good. Really interesting theories that I was like, okay, this is possible. It might be true here and there. But I would say no. I think Ghost is probably watching in spirit until we get confirmation otherwise, that Amari Harwood gets his money, he gets paid for him to come back as Ghost and being fully alive. Then I would say I would probably agree to those theories in terms that Ghost was watching everything from start to finish, because the whole point of Power Book 2 Ghost is it's more sanctioned around like Tariq St. Patrick and him becoming Ghost, but not maybe James St. Patrick's ghost, but more like a ghost of his own, because from what we seen in the trailer, that how he was standing in truth, and he was basically saying he's going to use the good parts of him and the bad parts of him. Now, the only good parts of him that we've seen Tariq actually use is basically like his smarts, his intelligence. But when he mentioned like the bad parts of him, Tariq never seen the bad parts of James St. Patrick's ghost. He never seen any of that. He only seen him like drunk and basically all types of messed up due to like Raina's death, but he never seen like James St. Patrick like in action or in work. He never seen any of that. So I'm thinking that Tariq is gonna like create his own version of Ghost going forward in this entire season, well, this last season I should say, and eventually like him prevailing and him figuring a way of like taking out Noma, because I'm thinking like in order for him to do that, obviously it's going to be like a joint effort where it's just going to be him, Brayden, Effie, and maybe Monet, right? Maybe Monet. They all probably like form some sort of plan, or maybe either taking out Noma or doing whatever, right? But again, it's all centralized around like Tariq, becoming his own ghost and doing something like completely different, right? Now, again, Ghost wasn't perfect, but he was 10 steps ahead of everybody. From in Tariq's perspective, he's only 5 steps, maybe 3 steps. He's like 3 steps, but Ghost was really 10 steps ahead, because when you look at everything that Ghost did when he wrote the letters for Tariq, and he was just like, oh, I knew you would end up in prison. Again, we don't know how many letters that Ghost actually wrote for Tariq, right? Because that's how far in advance that Ghost really was. And also too, if Ghost was like really watching, you would have to like look at every single scenario that Tariq was actually in, and you have to like really think about it. Because would you honestly think that if Ghost was really watching, that he would have allowed Tariq to kill Agent Young or Junior? Do you think he would have allowed that to happen? On the memory and honors of Angela, he would have allowed this to happen. Because remember, when Ghost left all that money, originally it was going to probably be for Angela, but then when she died, he just left it to Paz. He was just like, well, y'all could take the will money, right? And then that's when it was able for Junior to finish school or go to college, whatever, right? And that's when he became he joined up with law enforcement. So it's just like you look at that, and I'm like, if he was watching, I don't think he would have allowed Junior to die, right? And also too, if he was also watching, don't you think he probably maybe at some sort of point in time probably would have killed Noma, right? Because in the story, from what James St. Patrick was really trying to do, he was really trying to have Tariq go to prison or jail, and then while he become governor, he was gonna like pull strings so that way he doesn't get like a too harsh of a sentence. And I guess he probably would have had him either go to, I think, either boot camp or some sort of like training like he was gonna have him do. And then at the time, Tariq was like, wait a minute, this is kind of bull, I'm not doing any of this. But Ghost was trying to like basically like reprogram Tariq's mind a little bit, from like get him away from the street life and the drug life, and was trying to like make him be a little bit different, where it was just like he didn't want him to be in that life in the beginning, but it's just that things happen the way that they did. So it's like when you look at every situation that Tariq was in with Mecca, Noma, the Tejadas, right, and then basically Ghost is just in the corner in the dark eating popcorn and it's just watching as this dude have a struggle of his life and almost get killed at certain points.
Is this nigga serious?
And he's watching, nah. Because in the interview with Omari Hardwick, he was just like, he didn't like how the ending went down in the original Power, and he sees it as more of, I guess maybe he should have been the one to have, he didn't like how the story ended, but I think he probably figured that if he does come back, then it would be more of a helping Tariq, right? Rather than just like, oh, him killing Tariq or whatever, because he doesn't like the whole fathers killing sons and sons kill. He doesn't like any of that. So it would probably be maybe him coming back. I would say maybe in spirit, even though I wouldn't want that. But he's coming back in spirit and he's having like some sort of heart-to-heart conversation with Tariq. More like Tariq's consciousness is probably asking for forgiveness, because I think at that point in the story, Tariq is going to lose something much more significant than what he's already lost, because he's lost the trust fund, right? And he's going to lose much more. So I'm thinking that if Ghost does come back, it's going to probably be through as a ghost, and then he's going to have a heart-to-heart conversation with him and probably asking for some sort of form of forgiveness, like how we see Monet asking for forgiveness with Zeke.
Do something. This is some bullshit.
How she was on her deathbed, and then you seen like both Lorenzo and Mecca basically taunting her like, well, you had me killed, and then he said, well, you killed me, and this and that or whatever. So I'm thinking it might probably be like that for Tariq, because again, it's gonna be a minute for us to actually see that episode when Tariq is actually in his full ghost attire and he's actually standing at truth, and we don't know within that time, will he be seeing somebody, like will somebody try to attempt to kill him that night, or will he be seeing maybe he goes, or will he be seeing something of the past, or will he be seeing the past version of himself, and he's pointing a gun at that past version of himself and probably shooting at his past version of himself to being like, well, that version should have died, and I don't know, something like methodical, something methodical, right? They probably might actually do with like Tariq's character, but for it Ghost to be like sitting there watching everything, it's just like, I wouldn't like fully believe it, right? Now, even if, okay, we was to go with the idea that he was actually watching everything, then again, he would probably be trying to figure a way of either taking down Noma, right? And then secretly feeding information to Tariq. Not by telling him, but by other means, right? In order for him to help Tariq. But then again, I'm just like, nah. I think for this entire season, right, and going forward, it's going to be Tariq handling everything. It's going to be him handling everything. And then once when it's done, then we're going to probably like see some sort of like resolve from Tariq at the end of it all. That he beat Noma, right? He probably maybe gotten some sort of form of money from her, right? But I'm thinking that if Ghost was to come back, I still believe that Tariq probably might have like much of a downfall than anybody else that we're going to probably see in this last season. Because I would still see like maybe if Ghost was to come back, then it was just Ghost watching everything, gathering every single information, everything that Tariq did, and then just handing it over to somebody and be like, yeah, this is what he did. Now I need him to go to jail. I need him to really go to jail and be like, what happened here? Then you see like Ghost like in the dark or in the shade somewhere, and he's just like, wait, I thought you died. And it's just like, no, son, you're going to pay for your crimes. This is the ultimate punishment for what you did. You basically destroyed everybody's life, including mine. So I think the ultimate punishment would be for you to go to prison. But, again, if that's not the case, right, Ghost is watching in spirit, and Tariq might actually have a happy ending where he probably might be able to get away, and him and Tasha and Yaz might ride off into the sunset, and Brayden too. That probably might be the ending. But, again, as for Ghost like watching everything, I don't know. I highly doubt that he was probably watching everything and just in the shadows just eating popcorn while Tariq is about to die at certain occasions. Nah, I don't think Ghost is that ruthless to watch his own kid potentially almost get his life killed and shortened at any point in time. No, because even when Tariq basically had Tommy at the penthouse, and he was trying to have Tommy kill Ghost, and then that's when you saw Ghost hold the gun on to Tariq and was just like, "Oh, little motherfucker, let's go, get up." And he was just like, "You ain't gonna shoot me." He was just like, "Well, if Kanan basically killed this son," and he just said, "Oh, Mr. Officer," like when he was basically telling him that, right? You would say that, he wasn't gonna do it. He wasn't gonna like kill his own son or anything at that point in time, because again, he's still his son. So I think it still would have been like some sort of punishment, and he would have been reprimanded. But I don't think killing his own son, no, I don't think so. Ghost is more like of teaching lessons, harsh lessons, but not actually dealing it. Because remember, Ghost never killed children and he never killed women. That was his rule. So proper punishment probably would have been done onto Tariq rather than death. And I think that's what probably might happen towards the maybe the ending of this season. It probably might be some sort of proper punishment rather than death. But for him to be watching everything and eating popcorn, nah, highly doubt it. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Do you believe that Ghost was actually watching everything and just taking notes, right, to either gather up all of the information and pieces to either help Tariq or to set Tariq free by having him handle some punishment, dealing out punishment towards him and be like, you're gonna pay for all your crimes, and this is what I was trying to make you do. Like, you're not gonna be able to get away with everything, because maybe deep down inside, maybe Ghost wanted to. No, not really, because Ghost was kind of like happy on his accomplishments. But let me know what you guys think, and like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you all in the next one.